street trees on the site, given that it has two frontages and there are no existing street trees on the site. So that will be a benefit to the site, and we will work with them and the board in terms of the type of tree that they should place there. We also talked about needing a pedestrian connection to the front door from the gravel parking lot. It's not a long distance, but there should just be some way that's easily accessible from the parking lot to the front door, and they indicated that they would have a gravel path. They also are going to, they didn't bring it tonight because it's not in very good shape, the banner that they're going to use for signage. He did indicate tonight that it's a 3x5, which is 15 square feet, which will meet the 16 square foot requirement for signage in that area. And also there's existing lighting. I have not gone at night to look at it, but they said that, I think you can talk a little bit about what's there today and whether you need additional lighting on the site.
Here we are going to need something different. Right now, currently there's a floodlight that shines out. We're going to get a light for the entrance that shoots down so it doesn't project across the street to the neighbors.
Okay, a couple of things before just let you guys run through and answer some questions. This is development plan review, so correct me if I'm wrong, but what we're doing is we're sending a recommendation to approve or disapprove zoning because they need to look at this application in terms of relief for the side yard setbacks.
Actually, we will be making both a recommendation on the variances as well as providing development plan approval.
And the variances are side yard setback. Parking we don't need a variance on because for the plans we're okay.
The number of parking spaces is okay. They will need a variance for having the location in the front instead of the rear of the property.
And the reason they can't put parking in the rear because there is no rear there.
Correct.
And then one thing where Pat and Jason speak, the sign will look like the top half of this business card. So just I'll explain that. So you can ask them questions. So Pat and Jason, you just introduce yourselves and kind of just tell us what you're doing.
Sure. Here?
Sure.
My name is Jason Jarrett, my cousin Patrick. We're trying to start a small personal training studio at the 16 Douglas site. Currently, we're just pretty much doing personal training. We do a couple group classes. We don't necessarily need all of those spots because we don't have that many people in the building at the same time. But since the size of the building, I guess that's how many spots need to be allocated. So that's why we drew the plans up the way we did. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
I guess my first question, well, now that I just saw the sign, where's that sign going to be? Is it going to be flat to the building or sticking out from the
It's going to be flat to the building.
Oh, okay.
If you have pictures of the building, there's it's an old garage, it's a big loading door. It's going to be up to the left of the door, probably about 8 feet out.
Yeah, it's actually just a canvas banner that solid sign. It would be on the facing Douglas Street, so on the west side of there.
Oh, facing Douglas Street. But it'll be flat to the building itself.
Yeah.
Flat to the side of the building.
Okay. And the main entrance is around where the circular driveway is, or is it
Correct.
around the loading docks?
It's to the north side of the building.
Yes, where that turnaround is.
Okay. Now, when I saw today, there's what looks to be a loading dock and then a drop. Is that right?
Correct.
And the loading dock is on your map, the little sketch we have here.
Correct.
But then over here it said something about the loading dock would be removed for the parking.
We're going to have to fill in some of the loading dock in order to get the vehicles up onto that area right there.
Is this still applicable in terms of the loading dock still being not part of the parking area and the parking area being below it?
Yes, ma'am.
So how
I'm sorry, when I said remove the loading dock, I actually meant the driveway that leads up to the loading dock.
Okay.
I didn't intend for them to, I don't believe that's what you meant, was it?
No.
No, okay, I'm sorry, I used the wrong word.
No, I just want to make sure this
Yeah.
is what I was looking at. Yeah. And then I guess my other question is when you fill it in, what's the grade of the parking lot going to be? Is it going to be on a slant? Or
It'll
is it
be a
gonna
bit elevated from the street, so it'll be at a little bit of a grade up from the street. We'll have to pull up on.
So you'll pull up and then all the parking will be level?
On the same level, correct.
And then you'll kind of come back down to the street?
You'll back out and then drive out.
Okay, all right, so it's not, that's what I was worried about, it's not being, so the parking area itself will not
Will
be
be
a
level.
slant. It'll be pretty level, but it'll be a little elevated from the street.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll have that fence.
Yes, ma'am.
Around on the other side where the crushed stone is, you have 2 parking places allocated. How do they work there without blocking the turnaround?
We're going to try to have it wide enough so that, I mean, me and Pat will probably park there because we won't need to move our vehicles.
Yeah.
But there'll probably be enough, there should be enough space to pull another car to the inside of that, next to where that tree is. I don't know if you have the...
I don't have a tree map. Maybe you could
Okay,
demonstrate on
sure.
this where you're going to have the parking places allocated.
Sure. Me and Pat will like little park over here, so we won't even need anybody to come from
You'll
here.
be parking where? I mean, will you be parking
Here
like
and
flat to this, as if this is a car, this is a car?
Yeah, like right here and here, on 45-degree angles.
Like this, like one on each side?
Yep.
Can you actually get another car around if there's a park there?
We haven't tried it, but we won't necessarily need to use this as a functional turnaround area. We're just
Right,
using it
it's
to
just
keep our spots.
that my question was, and I totally agree with Lisa, because we've run into this before, is wanting to avoid backing out into the street. And if you can't pull around when the other car is there,
Yeah.
that means that one of you will have to back out. Or, if you're both parked, the first one who leaves has to back out.
I measured it, it'll be very tight, but most likely they'll be able to pass each other.
We
Well,
parked two
I think
vehicles
that needs to be,
sidewalk.
I mean, for me, I don't want to.
Yeah, I measured it, it seems like it will be wide enough.
So is that something we could put in as a condition?
Yeah, we can certainly make it in as a condition. At the TRC meeting, I did ask a similar question with Fred Brown present, and Fred felt that there will be plenty of room for access.
I mean, okay, that's what for me, I'm really, having gone through the mobility park thing, I don't want to get, any backing into traffic.
We can certainly make a condition, and the proof will be after it's been designed, constructed, and filled with gravel.
We've parked side by each before, right there in that spot. We haven't had a tree there yet, but we're pretty sure it'll fit.
Well, right now, I mean, when I went by, you was parked straight, heading straight into it,
Correct.
right? Which I guess means you do back out onto this.
Right now, but we're gonna fix that with this plan.
Okay, so that it should be wide enough so that when one car is parked, you'll be able to.
To get out.
Will that parking be marked at all, or is it?
The turnaround won't be, no. But the front, we can mark the front. Where the other 8 spots are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so question?
I unfortunately didn't get a chance to look at the site by it many times, but the front area where you're coming in right by that turnaround area,
Yes, sir.
is that level there or is that step up?
That's level to the road.
So there's no problem with handicap getting in that front door?
No, sir.
On a wheelchair or something like that, so that's not an issue.
Is it your intention to retain the loading dock area for some outdoor use?
No, sir. Just the platform right there, the cement platform, it's up front of the building, that will still be there, but it won't be for use.
So the crushed stone parking area would come right up to the edge of the concrete.
Correct.
In order to get a car with the 8'9" spaces, which are slightly tight, not really tight, but if somebody has big cars, they get tight. It becomes difficult if that was loaded up with 8 cars. It would become difficult for the 2 people that are up next to the concrete slab to come out, make their turn, and come out.
They can even back off to it if need be. It's going to be level.
Yeah, I think what I'm getting at, I guess, is if you're striping this, which I think you're required to do, you might want to